about you than it is about me. Please take the opportunity to say what you would like to say, although you want to be in the comment section, whether you're praising or you're debating or whatever the case is. Now is the opportunity to stand forward, say what you got to say, or forever hold your peace. That's how I got to say it. All right. So this is how it's going to start. We're going to start off with, how do you do this? Wolfpack, how do I do a live call? How do I get on so I can say what I want to say, face to face, verbal to verbal? Don't be a quarterly key warrior, so-called. Say, oh, I just want to come on, offer my 2 cents, 5 cents, maybe even $1 worth of knowledge, because some of you do know a lot. So the way you'll do that is you need a laptop or a desktop, okay? Laptop or a desktop. An iPhone, a mobile phone, a smartphone, a tablet will get you into the audience live to participate maybe in the chat, but it will not allow you to do a live call-in. In order to do the live call-in, you're going to need the laptop or the desktop. Once you click that link that's in the live chat or the description of this here live that we are on, it will bring you into the studio. Once you're in the studio, you have a laptop or a desktop, you could do a live call-in, and I will bring you on screen, give you your 60 seconds, your F1 minute, and then maybe some more, just a little bit more. But let's try to be very respectful of other people, okay? So let's not try to go over 2 minutes. I know some of us can get a little bit long-winded when we're saying, but sometimes it's interesting, so we want to keep it on and finish out those points, and those things are acceptable. Use Google Chrome, okay, or Microsoft Edge. Do not use Firefox or Safari. Those will not work in order for you to come in, nor are they very efficient for this type of broadcast. So without that being said, we will see Baraka is the first person over in the YouTube chat. Big shout out to Baraka. Hope everything is going good for you. Mary Beanie pulling up, I see over there. Driver's Ed and Electronics. I see Mike Yearwood and Galactus. Of course, Galactus is off up in the chat. Everybody else will be pouring in. So as things kind of come along, give people a little time to go ahead and enter into the chat. We'll have some soft topics. We do have a new race weekend coming up. There is a bit difference in the schedule. So we will be live Friday for qualifying, okay? Qualifying will be this Friday because they will have the shootout and the sprint race that Saturday, and then, of course, the GP on Sunday. So we will be live here Friday for the qualifying. Of course, you know I got my honey bun on deck. All right, so we got the honey buns on deck for that Friday, and then we will be live again, probably more than likely live Saturday, but it will be a different type of live. We'll probably go over things that may happen in the shootout or the sprint, and or updates from the teams. And then Sunday, you know, it's game time. We all the way turned up for the race live highlights, so definitely join us here for that. So always be respectful. Don't attack people personally. Attack the topic. All right, that's what I tell you. Attack the topic. You attack somebody personally, you never know what you might get, okay? You attack me personally, you know what you're going to get. I'm going to flash on you, or I'm going to be a very smart-ass person, and I'm just going to get rid of you, because this thing right here is very efficient. It does work. These buttons are very clickable, and I would just click you off, so you're not going to waste my time or my energy, so that will be that. So first topic that we have going on right now is James Vowles speaks, okay? Now, I don't know if any of you watched or listened to the social media post. They released it on Twitter. They released it on Instagram. I don't know if they released it on YouTube. They released it on several different little outlets. But James Vowles comes forward, and I do very much so respect what and how he did it, okay? Pretty much comes forward and let us all know that Logan Sargeant has been clearly told what his targets are for the rest of the year. And I'm pretty sure that those targets will equate to either them keeping him or looking for a replacement. All right. He also went on to say that they may have indeed, he didn't say it was a mistake, but he did say they went and gathered a person with little testing. Okay. And when you say with little testing, to me, what that says is you didn't do all of your homework. And if you didn't do all of your homework and you made a decision, then one could assume that you made a mistake. I did appreciate the fact that he said they support Sargeant. Logan, I'll call him Logan because he's not. Sargeant is just like a very name. You know, you're a sergeant in the military. You running something. Logan's not really running anything right now, so I'm gonna call him Logan. They support Logan. They're gonna invest in Logan. They're gonna continue to invest in Logan, and they do want to see Logan be successful. But toward the ending of that message, James could have said that Logan's our guy. He will indeed be here next season without a doubt, but he didn't say that. What he did say is we want him to be here. We want him in the seat. Everybody knows you don't always get what you want. And if you want something necessarily doesn't mean you already have it. Mary Beanie with the first super chat in the live chat over YouTube says, hey, Jay, that car you made a video of was shameful. It was. I was out at an event this weekend with the little one, and we got to see Dolph's cars, and I asked some questions about that. That's on the other channel. But I saw it was a row of NSXs, and I do mean a plethora of a row of NSXs, and one of those NSXs was defamed horribly. Red Bull livery on it, 33 on it. It was probably the worst one out of the bunch. And there was one on a trailer that was completely burnt, and indeed, I mean burnt up and just all frame. So, yeah, that's how bad it is if you got that Red Bull thing on there, definitely. So we'll go ahead and go with that, and let's see who got what. So what I want to know from you all, remember, this is where you take part in the content creation. I'm going to talk all week. I'm going to talk a lot during the weekend. I'm looking to hear your opinions. I'm looking to hear your thoughts. I'm looking to hear your feedback. I'm looking to hear your forecasting. I would like to know, what did you take from that message that James Vowles put out to all of us? How did you feel about Logan's future? How did you feel about James Vowles and the things that he said? Do you feel like Logan is promised a seat? Do you feel like James is putting Logan on notice? Do you feel like maybe they're already wandering eyes and they're just saying what they need to say to buy time, although very elegantly said? I want to know what you think about that. And we do have another topic that we're going to get into as well on another driver. And we had this request by way of some of our participants last week. You know, our regular participants as well. Kenny Bugs came on, said he wanted to talk about Lawson. That will be the next segment. Right now, we're talking about Logan, no Sargeant. And I definitely want to see and hear from Will. Will in the Wolves Den Discord meet had a very good stance on Logan and his ability to keep that seat. And Will gave a lot of reasons to why that may be. And you may have heard some of these reasons, but he talked about a little bit of the driver's market. And sometimes a perfect storm can lead to a good situation for somebody who may not completely be right for that situation. So if the team's in a situation like, who do we get? Who are we going to bring up? Another unknown F2 driver? Or are we going to be able to get somebody out on loan? What are we going to be able to do? So technically it's like, okay, well, we might jump out of the frying pan into a boiling pot of water, and that really won't do us any good. So maybe we just stick with Logan, no Sargeant until further notice. Maybe that's what we could do. So we'll see what happens from that. But remember what I said. This is the opportunity for you to come on screen and say it. We got a lot of people to get in the comment section. Be real smart. Be real with all the shenanigans. Okay? They real disrespectful. This is the time where you can come on screen, say what you got to say. So if you're in the comment section and you got something to say, come on up and say it. If you got something that you could really debate and you feel that hard about it, you got your chest out, come on the show and say it. I'm giving you the opportunity to step on stage on the platform and say it. Don't, this right here, miss me with all that. Come right here, right here. And it's funny because some of these people get on, won't even turn their camera on. That's how I know. That's how I know y'all full of cap. That's how I know y'all full of cap. You know, that's why I know y'all probably need to say a little quieter than a church mouse pissing on cotton. Because you're really not about that. And then people give you the opportunity, you know, on a nice level platform to come say what you got to say, and you can't even do it because you don't have a heart. I'm giving you the opportunity to do that. So like I say, if we don't have anything to say on this segment, I will go ahead and go to the next segment. So hopefully everything is going good. Let me see, make sure we got everybody in the live chat. That's good. Let me go ahead and end this poll. And on the poll we had, why haven't you called in before? No laptop. 70% of people say they don't have a laptop. That's very true in this world. Almost laptops, you know, desktops, unless you're doing work or you really are into something, you may not have one. Hopefully one day that'll come in. Baraka is going to be our first call in. He says, Logan. 5% said didn't know I could. 10% said I'm a scared Max fan. I do believe that. And I really think that percentage is higher than 10%, but some of you aren't real about it. And 15% said I'll give it a go. Right now, I'm bringing Baraka to the stage. Let's go, man. He's probably going to talk about Bijan Robinson or something like that. You know, you never know what Baraka.
Yo, what's going on?
What's going on, bro?
What's going on?
What's up, man? Hey,
Not
man, so
much.
let me go ahead and get your mic straight.
All
And
right,
then let's
loud and
go ahead and
clear.
get. Yeah, yeah, you good. All right, bro, you
All
got it.
right.
Go ahead, pop off.
First off, I want to give a shout out to my Chelsea Football Club for winning earlier today, 2-0. Uh, got the deal done right in the first half. Against our, well, I wouldn't say rivals. They're rivals because they're close by, but you know we dominated them for the past decade, so it ain't really a rivalry now. Fulham, I'm looking at you. And anyone in the group chat that are Fulham fans, I'm looking at you, and I'm saying it with chest. We're
Oh,
the
who's
top
that?
team on this side of London. All right, all right.
Ooh.
Until you get one of these, don't chat to me.
Ooh. Ooh.
Yep.
Damn, you throwing some shots, bro. Let me
Yeah.
go. I had to stop the clock for you. Go ahead, bro.
So I saw the James Val video.
Okay.
And I understand the frustration with some fans saying that it sounds like they're gonna be riding with them for the rest of the season and possibly into next season. But the reasons that he gave seem pretty valid. I think when you look at Oscar and Nick, who are the other fellow rookies, and even I could throw in Liam,
Right.
um, you're pretty much throwing a man with little to no F1 testing outside of the practice at the start of the season into the deep end.
Fair.
So people are saying it's like, were they expecting it to be this bad? Probably not, but it was still the thought was still there that, you know, is like, hey, this is probably going to be a long season. Let's just ride it out. We'll probably stick with Alex doing most of the heavy lifting, and then going into next season, you know, we'll try to stick with Logan and see if there's some just incremental improvements into his racecraft. Because, you know, again, he's coming from F2, who, again, when they announced that if he gets certain number of points, he'll get the seat. And that season, he pretty much did all he could, given
Right.
the machinery that he was in. Yes, F2 is spec series, but that team that he was in wasn't really the best. But he manages to put that car in places that it shouldn't be even in. So I think they're going to ride it out with Logan just one more time.
Mm-hmm.
But, you know, if they don't see results, then they're going to do what almost every other team would do and, you know, look for someone better and drop him.
Yeah. Yeah. So let me ask you this.
Yep.
When you say one more time, are you seeing a full 2024? Are you seeing you're going to come in 2024? If these same shenanigans are happening before we get mid-season, we're looking to make the switch. Are you going to say, regardless of what it is, all 2024 is Logan's to show us what he has, and 2025 we're coming in with something new? What do you see? How do you see that second chance happening? Like, is it glass empty, waiting for it to be half full, or is it glass half full and giving you a chance to go either way?
Whew, my heart says full season. My
Whew.
head says mid-season.
Your head's probably right. Right.
Yeah, my head says,
Yeah.
because I think if we didn't have the cost cap, then they'll probably give him like a Schumacher, Latifi type leniency and give him to the full season.
Okay.
But since
Okay.
we're under the cost cap, you know, they can't keep on spending money on repair. You know,
Right.
look what happened with Haas and Mick. You know, talented driver, just prone to putting that car in the wall too many times.
Tore it a half.
He tore it up. So
Yeah.
I think they'll probably give it to mid-season to see if there's improvements. But if the shenanigans
Okay.
keep them continuing, I wouldn't blame them
For dropping
if
it.
for dropping. Yeah,
Okay. All right, my brother. Appreciate that. Hey, man, I love you.
no
Keep
problem.
repping that gear, man. You keep repping that
Of
gear.
course, of course, I got to.
He said, I got to. All right, so there's Baraka and his take on that. And I think everything he said is fair. Okay, even though me standing on this side, I understand all of that. I think Logan as a rookie does deserve a chance. But what I've told you all, two things can be true. Me thinking he should get another chance as a rookie to kind of grow into it. Like James Vowles said, is very true. Very little testing at all. And he's going to come into it. But the environment is not going to be very kind to Logan. And Matt is coming in and says, Logan on ice. Ooh, let's go. Let's go, Matt. All right, man.
What's good, my man? How you been, my boy?
What's up, bro? What's up? Go ahead, bro. You got your F1 minute. Pop off.
Word. So, Logan, my boy Logan, he's on ice, bro. Like, I was very happy that he was one of the, American driver. Like, he's out there, he's representing First part I seen, I was like, okay, he's coming from F2. He's just hopped in there. He'll get the feel. Even Yuki, he had a tough time. And, we see how he coming into form.
True.
But then we look at people like Liam Lawson. And we look at people who just hop in off a whim because, Danny hurt his wrist and everything, and they just threw him in the seat, threw him in like 12, 15 feet of water and said swim. And he swam, and he still – I wouldn't be surprised if he definitely in that seat next year.
Yeah.
But he has like this much room for error. When he threw that car into the wall the other weekend, boy, I couldn't do nothing but throw my hands up because, bro, like they're scared to put the updates on your car, brother. That means there are updates for you, but we're not going to put them on there for you because we don't want you to mess the nice car up. So we won't keep you in, the junk car for right now until you're worthy of the other car. Like, my bro, you got to get it together. We need a few clean weekends before you can secure your seat, bro.
Right. So I take it that Matt, you on the end where, hey, I'm looking for somebody else. Are you looking for somebody else by next season? Or are you giving Logan the start of 2024? What are you doing if you're team principal? If you're CEO, team principal, are you looking to give Logan the start of 2024 and giving him a strict deadline? Or are you saying, yo, we're trying to come in 2024 with somebody else? What are you looking to do?
I need clean weekends the rest of this season. We got how many races left? Just a handful,
I think
right?
we're like five races left. Yeah, something like that.
I need clean, consistent weekends. And one of them weekends, at least, I need a point, my brother.
Oh,
we got Albon. He got on a rucksack, bro. He doing special forces right now. He got like 80 pounds on his back. He booking all the points, bro. I need you to bring me something. Something from the dollar store, a nickel, like some don't out your pocket, something, scrape a point from somewhere, please, brother.
Right.
Something.
Okay. So we talking about clean, don't wreck the car, and we talking about a point. He the only driver up there with no points, man.
That's what
only one with no points,
0
bro.
Points.
0 points.
Not only that, you and Albon on two separate sides of the grid. Albon is up in like 8th, 7th, 6th, 5th. He fighting for up there.
Right.
Bro, you're bad way back there.
You catfishing.
You're looking like, I ain't gonna say who you're looking like yet. I ain't gonna say it. I ain't gonna do him dirty like that.
That's a
bad. Right. But I'm not gonna be.
You ain't gonna be that bad.
I ain't gonna be petty like that.
Oh yeah, I said he was channeling in the TV. All right, bro, hold on, man. Make sure you call back in. Let me address what you just said to the people. All right, so what Matt is talking about, because that is a good point, because I didn't bring that up in the beginning. He said that they're even scared to put the updates on Logan's car. What he's talking about, if you heard the post, and I had talked about this before about them not putting the updates on there. Galacticus over in the super chat on YouTube says Logan is the bucket car until he proves himself. That's a fact. That is a fact. And that means James Vowles even said, he said Albon and Logan are not on the same aerodynamic specification. They don't have the same updates. I don't believe that's just because they only want updates on one car. Like Matt just told you, they are scared. And if it ain't scared, I mean, we just might be paraphrasing or elaborating or exaggerating on the fact that they are concerned that they do not need to waste more money than they're already wasting repairing a car, and then also putting new updated parts, adding additional costs to a car that they can rest assured by evidence of this season already, Logan is going to wreck that car some way, somehow. Okay, so let's just find a way to reduce our cost. And the way they are going to do that is we're not putting updates on that car. We're going to let Logan drive the car as is. And some people might use that as a counter argument to say, well, that's why he's not doing so good. I don't think so. Logan hasn't been doing good. Those are not the reasons why he's not doing good, because even Vowles spoke to it. He said that at one point in time during the Japanese GP, I believe, or maybe it was Singapore, but I think it was Japan. He said Logan was within a 10th of Albon's time. Well, you got to put that in context. Was that within a 10th on one lap? Was that within a 10th on average pace throughout, the race? But I credit James for putting positive light in a situation that could be very dark. I don't think a team principal like Christian Horner could have done the same thing that James did in the situation. We already know it's a fact. We've seen what he's done with Perez. We've seen how they've talked about Perez. We've seen how Helmut Marko has went off the deep end once again with Perez, how Max and his family talk. So I credit James for doing it with grace and elegance, with respect. And it really came off to me as we talked to Logan about this already, and now we're just letting you all know to some degree of what, how, and where we're planning to move forward. That's how I took it. And I thought that was okay. So most of us seem like give Logan a second shot. Will definitely, he's not here, but I will, speak in glimpse for him. He's definitely about giving Logan another shot. He feels that the driver's market and the movement or what may be available is not going to lend well to Williams in order to even replace Logan if they were ready to move off of him. There are not enough options there for that to happen, so that's something else you have to look into. That's something else you have to look to as well. The situation right now for drivers is not that great. So that's our first topic right there. James Vowles speaks. They let Logan know his targets for the remainder of this season. With him saying that tells me, like Matt said, he's got about that much room to mess up. I do honestly think if Logan wrecks this car, now altogether with Qatar, that's 6 races. But after this race weekend, we're already in this race weekend, we got like 5 races. I do believe if Logan wrecks this car 2 more times out of those 5 more races, 2 out of 5 races, I'm not sure if the tolerance and patience for Williams is that deep. They've already been really patient. But if they do decide to, even if Logan wrecks this car 2 more times, even 3 more times, if Williams do decide to move forward with Logan and give him more opportunity in 2024, I would say to every driver out there that is not in a seat, that is not surely confident about their ability to perform in Formula One, although they may be in the stream to be in Formula One, that is where you want to be. That is where you want to be. You do not want to be with AlphaTauri or Red Bull. You don't want to be with Red Bulls, one or two of Red Bull's team. You don't want to be in one of the 4 cars of Red Bull, because if you're Logan, you're not here now. And we saw this, and this is factual, with De Vries. And I don't think De Vries was as bad as Logan is. And we know where De Vries is right now. So just consider that if you're a driver and you're not ultimately confident that you can come into Formula One and be a top small percentage as Oscar is performing, or maybe Liam came in and did, you may want to consider Williams. Even if you are confident, I think it's something to be said to be with a team that is understanding that although the market and the environment says that this is the way to go right now, we are going to stick what is traditional. We know that rookies come in, they're not fully prepared for Formula One because they haven't been driving in Formula One. We know that if we have a driver that hasn't been doing a lot of testing with us in the off season and then in the beginning of the season and maybe some free pre-practice sessions before that, we know that they need time. We know the majority of these drivers haven't driven on these circuits, depending on series that they've competed in. We're going to give these drivers, we're willing to stick with them for at least 2 seasons so that we can see ultimately what is their potential. And I think that is very commendable, respectable, and should be honored and thought of if you're a driver coming into Formula One, to get with a team with the conduct integrity like Williams. Just saying. Just think about that. All right, so we're about to hit our next segment. And this segment is Liam Lawson loses out. He loses out. All right, so have Red Bull vaulted Lawson for a seat? Okay, so-called, there's maybe a contract with Lawson. And Kenny Bugs, I'm hoping he's going to be ready to talk to this, because I know definitely he said he had something to speak to about Liam coming into this week. And I put this topic on here because it is very interesting. But as of right now, there is a groundswell for Liam Lawson. Given his Galacticus over in the super chat on the YouTube says, if Logan crashes 2 more times, he needs a go-kart. Listen, if Logan crashes 2 more times, he can get one of my carts. He can get one of mine. All right, he can get one. and he can practice. Come on over, Logan. Let's get some kart time in, practice. You know, they ain't too expensive to fix. You know, I can afford to go ahead and hopefully help another American do better, and maybe the next opportunity you get, you'll come up. But yeah, he can get one of the carts I got. So with Liam Lawson, there's a groundswell right now. People really wanting to see him in a seat in Formula One. And I will say this. Sometimes we got to be careful about what we ask for. Sometimes things that seem all great and good end up crashing in the wall. This same team, different driver, Nick DeVries, just blew up on the scene. Monza last season, Albon's out with appendicitis, I believe, a medical condition. DeVries comes in off the couch, well in qualifying in the Williams. Then comes into the race, scores points, boom, offered a contract, AlphaTauri. I thought that was the wrong team to go to, but that's where he went. Next thing you know, DeVries is not around anymore. Liam comes in. Daniel Ricciardo literally breaks himself 3 races in. Liam is thrown into that seat with really no get-up time. Then comes in the next race. We're like, Comes in the third race. Damn. I mean, and now he's scoring points. Could it possibly be this groundswell might provoke another situation like we saw with Nick DeVries? Or is Liam just better than Nick? Should he have a seat right now? But he won't. The idea of loaning Liam out is not even on the table, I believe. One, he's with Red Bull. And if Red Bull see any type of promise, I don't think they're going to let it go anywhere. They're going to be stingy as hell. Rightfully so. He's a Red Bull driver. He's in a Red Bull family. So rightfully so. You know, that's their driver. That's their family, their so-called family, you know, their racing family. And they don't want to let another team benefit from that. And if he turns out to be a phenom, which, you know, is a rare case, but it could happen, and he has shown some promise to be a good elite driver, why would Red Bull want to see him in a competitive seat to then see that potential and the person and driver that they invested in then come back to basically counter them? That's not what they want. That's not a good business move. But people want Liam to have a seat because of what he's done thus far, and they feel like he should be on the grid right now. They should be able to watch him drive, see him grow in a Formula One car, see what kind of spectacular finishes or moves he can pull off. I think that's where the excitement comes from. Some new star, some new rookie on the grid that is actually performing well versus the juxtapose to Logan. No Sargeant doing what he's doing. But then you got superseding that. You got Oscar Piastri running it up right now. First podium his rookie season. Scoring points multiple races. It's crazy right now. Okay, so Liam and Oscar making it hard out there for a pimp. They making it hard out there for Logan. It's rough. They setting the bar. Matt says, my boy Smooth. Let's go. All right, man, here you go, man. Kick off on your F1 minute. Good, sir. What you got to say, bro? Go ahead, pop off.
So look here, bro. My boy Liam, just like his hair, bro, that boy Smooth. He coming in that seat ready. He ain't coming there hot and heavy trying to go for podium and points and all that. My man hopped in that seat and said, let me get this car up under me real good. Let me feel how hard I can push this on these curves, how much curve it can't take. Bro, he in that seat, bro. I would like to see him maybe not in a Red Bull primary team, maybe AlphaTauri.
Okay.
Because we know Yuki, he's gonna go somewhere else. He been doing his thing. Aston Martin, okay. Please pick up Yuki. Yuki's gonna move on past that seat.
Okay.
Ricky, he's gonna be there for a minute. You keep going for my boy, throwing shots at my boy Ricky. I mess with Ricky. He didn't hit Piastri. He should have let that wheel go. He should have let that wheel go. But he been out for a minute. It was a left or right. If you look closer at it, if he tried to do too much more correcting, he definitely would have hit and probably T-bone Piastri.
Oh yeah.
Bro, he's smooth operating that seat, and I'd like to see him start to creep his way over into that Red Bull family though, because Perez, you know that man, my boy is out on the clothesline, drying. Yeah. He's ready to get folded up and put in the closet with the middle school clothes. He's not going to be there too much longer.
Right. I agree, man. And the only reason I come for Danny, man, is because I had such high hopes for Danny, man.
Me
I had high
too.
hopes for Danny, and really he's been disappointed, man. Like I
But
can't give him the same. We can't give him the same rookie card. He wasn't even out a full year, bro. And I do
true.
understand
But
the
our
same
man's was
situation with
broken.
McLaren.
They
Yeah,
broke
man.
him over McLaren, dog.
Hey,
They broke that
hey,
man.
hey, man. If he was that easy to break, I got a problem with that.
Nah.
I
Fair
mean,
enough.
come on, man. He came in, bro. You can't be that easy to break, bro. And if you that easy to break, what you gonna do now? Like, if you lost something along the way that McLaren broke you, what are you gonna do in this Red Bull garage? Because although some people say it's like a son, a Christian, bro, Red Bull are like either you doing something now or you not. And the only reason I think they tolerate Danny is because he's a yes man right now. I'm just saying. I think he got that yes man mentality. They can give him an order, tell him what they want him to do, and he gonna follow it through.
Fair enough. I still think we need to give him just a little
Oh
more than
yeah,
two of them
yeah, yeah,
things.
yeah, 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 yeah. I
That's
agree.
still
I
Danny
agree.
Rick. Now, I will say
I
this,
agree.
Nick, before I tap out. I was slightly disappointed in him originally when he left Red Bull. He left that fight against Max.
Yeah,
He ran with his tail tucked between his legs, and I was highly disappointed in my son. But it's all right, though.
I'm with you. I feel the same damn way, man. I felt like he should have stayed in that seat and fought.
Yeah, and I mean, it's all right. I get it. Max is the new thing popping. They tailoring the car towards him as much as we want to say we're not. But
Right,
you know how that goes. So I mean, he got nervous, and
right.
instead of fighting to keep that seat and putting his elbows out on Max, like Lewis put his elbows out on George last weekend. Uh, mm, Lord, them elbows were sharp, but he didn't want to do that, man. So I
He
get it.
didn't. But you know
He
what?
was
I
looking
think
for
I
longevity somewhere else, try to
right.
go
And then
around
he
it.
didn't even stay there long. He didn't even stay there long enough. And he could have probably been in a better position, especially season coming up, had he stayed with Renault when they went Alpine. But what he
Facts.
did was I think he got in his head like, damn, I should have never left. I need to try to get with a top team.
I'm
Got
getting
to deal with
old.
McLaren. And then McLaren went through they slump. And it just hit him
Mm-hmm.
different, man. So, hey, man, matter of fact, we're going to bring that topic up next week. And I need to make sure you're here to talk about it. We're going to bring the Danny Rick topic up next week. We'll bring that up. I'm finna get to Baraka real quick, brother. Hold on.
Word.
Baraka's coming in. He says Yuki and Danny cannot slip up at all next season. Hey, this is our Red Bull family member right here. So when he's saying some of this, I listen to because this our Red Bull fam right here. Man, Baraka, what are you talking about, man? Tell the people what you're talking about.
So when you look back we go back a couple seasons, and you look, if you remember when Daniel Kvyat was at that Red Bull seat, or when you have the likes of Pierre, Alex, Danny, and Brandon Hartley. Brandon Hartley was a F1 driver for the Red Bull team, raced for Toro Rosso, but his performances throughout the season weren't up to snuff for not just Red Bull, but for Toro Rosso at the time. And I believe that, if my memory served me correct, Pierre Gasly took over his seat with a few races left, because I think Brandon was going through something and was performing to the point that the Red Bull team decided just to cut him out entirely. So I'm looking at this whole Liam Lawson situation as like, yes, for me it sucks. I wanted Liam in that second AlphaTauri seat alongside Yuki personally. I think the reason why, I think Christian said it earlier in the week, saying is like, as much as Danny, he's having his quote unquote mojo back, and his experience and the good relationship he has with AlphaTauri is already there. So it's like,
True.
what, let us just use that. Let's use the momentum Yuki has for AlphaTauri, and continue on that going into next season. So I'm saying next year in 2024, either Yuki or Danny don't perform to their standards that we're known they have, especially for
Okay.
Yuki. I think he's perfectly fine. I'm just looking at Daniel.
Okay.
If he goes through the same troubles as he's going through at when he was at McLaren, I feel like that he's going to be on the hot seat more than Checo.
Damn.
And I think, Horner and Marco and whoever's going to be the new director at AlphaTauri next season, they're going to look at that second seat and think, okay, you know, maybe Daniel's not the guy that we thought, we wanted. So we're looking at Liam, who has been wowing us not just in Formula One, but again, I hate bringing up Super Formula, but
Super
he
Formula,
did
right?
well in Super Formula, and then even the year prior, he did very well at DTM, almost won a championship. He got crashed out, yada yada, but I don't want to get into that. It sounds very sus. So as much as I hate that he's not a full-time driver, the
Okay.
window I think is still there next season.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. So you think the window for Lawson is still there next season?
Yeah, I think this is going to be
Okay.
a Brendan Hartley situation. This is going to be just like the Brendan Hartley situation. One of the two drivers
Mm.
may not come up to par. Someone can correct me in the comments if they know more about it. I can't remember. It was a while back, and I was back in high school when that happened, so I can hardly
Right.
remember.
But you think it's
So
going to be a situation where they're
it's
not
going
going
to
to come
be a
to par
similar
and they're going to
situation. Yeah, yeah,
bring Liam in?
yes,
You know what? I really can't. I really don't think you might be too far off with the situation. I mean, because Red Bull's mentality is if you ain't giving it to us now, you got to get the hell out.
yeah,
And
exactly.
and
Because
them seeing
it's
right now what Liam is doing in the absence of Danny just kind of helps them. Like, you know what? It might not be such a bad idea. You know, so it makes them
yeah,
feel a little bit more confident if they have to.
yeah, it's like it's a results business at the end of the day for them. We have to like
True.
people tend to forget. Well, yes, there's a driver's teams are the teams that are running the organization are more worried about the construct point. Because
True.
the higher up in the constructor points, the more money you can get. Yeah, you may get less win total time now, but
Right.
you still get money.
Okay.
You still get money. So yeah,
All right, my brother. Appreciate that. Our Red Bull resident expert. We got Uno coming in, says Lawson should have been given that seat as he did an awesome job. Okay, Uno, let's go, bro. You got your F1 minute, man. Give me a mic check real quick so we can check your mic levels, man.
1 2
Give me a
1 2.
1 2.
Can
All
you
right,
hear
bro.
this,
How
brother?
you doing? Yeah.
Yeah.
Here you go. F1 minute. Go ahead, brother.
Like this t-shirt, check me out. Right.
I
No
see
time
you.
to waste. Yeah, no time to waste. But as I said, Lawson did a damn good job coming in for Ricardo. And as we all know, the guy has done experience with the F2, worked his hardest, knows the track, even did practice hard on simulations. And it shows that he's suitable for the AlphaTauri along with Yuki. Doesn't matter if he steps and show that yeah he's the good number one driver in that AlphaTauri. He shows his quality and capability than what he would have gotten in any other race in any other team. But the only thing was Helmut Marko. Now, because of Daniel Ricciardo's experience from back in the days of Toro Rosso, back in the times before he get into Red Bull, yeah, the qualities are there. Before he got dropped down by McLaren, because why? We said before, the car was not developed for him. But he shows he is capable than a car, than any design, and has that format. So Lawson should have gotten that seat, man.
Okay, so let me ask you this before I let you go and bring you back again. If Lawson is not in that seat, do you agree with Red Bull vaulting him and not allowing him to go anywhere else until they're ready to use him? Because I think there's a stipulation in his contract, like they can offer him a seat 2025 or something like that. So that means
Bro.
2024 he'll be sitting out the whole time, and then have to come back 2025. So do you agree with that, or do you think
I disagree.
no, they should? Okay.
I disagree. You want to know
You
why?
disagree? Yeah,
Because
tell me why.
the fact is, you keeping him like a fish sitting out there drying for how many damn seasons, and you know it coming like the Jamaican thing we call a red herring, right? We let that fish dry, yeah, and you know how that come out salty but sweet, right? Lawson shouldn't be salty. Why should he be sweet? Is damn well sweeter, and he's got that power and capability. So why keep a guy like a reserve, or even keep him out and then let him come in for 2 to 3 years to go and fill a seat when basically that guy has shown quality than what you would get with De Vries and then what you would get with the other guys back in the Red Bull days. Okay, so if you look carefully on his profession, he had it from the rookies days, he had it from F2. So now he's built himself up to the status where he's going to get into the Formula 1. He's proven his point. So Marco should never have actually leave him out. because of Ricardo's
Okay.
already got the seat already. So you should never leave him out, nor give him the reserve as a reserve driver. Should definitely think, you know what? He's done his best. He's gotten his position. We let Ricardo sit back because Ricardo said he's not ready to come back in until when is it? 2024, 2026? Until when he's actually ready. We don't see Ricardo is ready because what happened? He lost an incident with his hand and broke his wrist. So that was a slight mishap. But unfortunately, that was to show he was not ready. Ricardo was not absolutely fully 100% himself because he did not get no time to do no reserve testing in the Sims. But he showed the skill of what he had back then. And that's why they always think, okay, Daniel Ricciardo is ready for going back in the race. But you can see how much Daniel Ricciardo did not even show what he's got the quality of Yuki has done. Until
Okay.
Liam Lawson comes in now and show that as a rookie, I can match the other rookies that you got who are 2 years experience or before me as rookies and now professionals because of what they had learned from the experience and days from a rookie. And he
All
showed
right.
better than what you can get of Logan Sargent. And I'm sorry to say, Will, if you're gonna go and chew me up or cut me like a coconut, right? Will, your boy is definitely got a lot to do, just like what you always see with the other rookies. Yuki, on the other hand, shown clear quality and is an experienced driver now from 2 years. So
Okay.
if Lawson can come in and do that, then Lawson, you can't say he's a rookie. He's now getting into the amateur experience. And that's a
Okay.
way to class him from being professional.
All right, brother. Appreciate that, brother Uno. Appreciate you, man. Definitely. So Uno saying like, hey, Lawson, although rookie in, showing amateur to level experience is what his take is on that. Yuki definitely was struggling at first. Definitely made some changes, mental changes, character changes, communication changes, and even driving changes to up his game. Not kind of, but up his game. The only driver up until Lim Lawson coming in to bring points to AlphaTauri, Danny Rick did not, Nick DeVries did not. But now, finna get into a little bit of a warm, hot topic right here. I don't know if anybody paid attention, but Lewis Hamilton, lap record, Singapore, 135.867 in a W14 BX, B kind of spec-ish kind of car that's not really up to par, but breaking some lap records still. By the way, Lewis Hamilton having several lap records sprinkled throughout 2020, 2019, 2021, and now 2023 in a subpar car. So why is it that people are so quick to try to cross him out? Why is it people are so quick to try to cancel him out? Why is it that people are so quick to talk about he needs to retire? Lewis Hamilton, lap record, and very what we know is a troubled car, 2023. By the way, Max Verstappen also does have some lap records, got about 4 of them. 3 of them, by the way, are now in 2023, now that he has a rocket ship. I mean, 2 of them. 2 of them are by rocket ship. So 50% of his lap records come by way of the RB19 being a rocket ship, fastest car on the grid. 2 of the others, I believe, 2020 and 2021. So if that's the case, to me, it would be another article of evidence that would say Lewis Hamilton indeed is not done. Lewis Hamilton indeed still does have the skill on the elite level, still is highly capable of driving a car that is not all the way completely there and finding a way to make things happen where most cannot. Russell right now blaming Mercedes for his failure in 2023 at this point in time. Russell is rubbing the Mercedes fan club, the Mercedes supporters, spectators of the sport, all, even if they're not solely isolated on Mercedes. I think Russell's personality, his character, his integrity, his radio messages might slightly be rubbing people the wrong way. But Lewis Hamilton, I don't think is done. So why are people so quick to try to rush him out? So I want to know from you all, do you think Lewis Hamilton is washed or you think he's being rushed? What do you think? What do you say? Any one of the 3 that have already come up and talked about it, I'd like to hear your opinion on that. And so we can get that. Anybody else that's a true Max fan and just, is always in the comment section talking shit, feel free to come up and tell me, is he washed or is he being rushed? And if you do say he's washed, please tell me why he's washed. Tell me what's going on. Literally, I have some people that think that Lewis Hamilton needs to retire. But Alonso, Alonzo can stay around. Alonzo can stay around. So we're going to go ahead and try to stick true to the 60 seconds. Uno is said Uno, being Uno number one, is coming up first. He says Lewis is still fired up. Let's go, Uno. Let me hear what you got to say, brother. F1 minute starts right now. Crank off, bro.
Got it. Mic check 1 2. Am I good?
You in there.
Right. You want to know why I said Lewis is still fired up? Because
Yes.
he's not quitting. He didn't say. Did Lewis actually say that? Okay, I've had enough. Therefore, I'm not getting the satisfaction of my car. You didn't hear Lewis ever complain, mostly like what you get, Max. Do you ever hear Lewis saying that? Oh, my team has let him down. Blah 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 blah. No, Lewis says he still banks on the team. We still got a lot to do, and he's every time he gets speculated of, oh, are you going to retire? Are you going to quit? Blah, blah, blah. Lewis actually said, what do you think? What do you think? He didn't actually go say, I can't answer that. I'm not going to tell you why. I'm not going to do this. I'm not going to do that. Lewis is always what his dad told him to do. Let your actions speak louder on the track. Okay? Put down on the track and let your speaks volume for you. Show those people what you can do. Show those people how you feel. When Lewis has failed, Lewis, okay, I got another day to get on. He goes out, have his fun, clear his head, and then what you see Lewis come and do? Bam! Tap the car. And that's why I said he and the W14, those two work. Because at the end of times, if they don't make the car work for him, Lewis make the car work with him. Okay? That's the thing. You see, every time Lewis pushes the car, he is pushing that car, not the other way around. You don't hear Pete Bonington come up like what you get. The other guys on the Red Bull team keep on telling Max do this, and Max complaining every time. Oh, I'm not getting the hang on the track. The car is not getting hang on the track. Lewis is going, are we gonna make it? Are we gonna do this? Do you think we're capable? Wrong tire, wrong strategy, guys. But come on, let's see what we can do. And he goes and put his head down. He goes and make the car work.
Right.
And then all of a sudden, you look on that car. That car is like someone using a bullet painted black and shoot it out of a gun, and you don't even know where that car is coming from, where that bullet is going, and where it's going to end up. Right? All you see is that speed. So, as much as you know, and we all can say, Lewis ain't washed up. Lewis is still breaking records. Okay? So the more he sets the bar, like I said before, Lewis will always set that bar, and the higher you can try and beat that jump, what Lewis has set that bar, then fine. Lewis know that, okay, he's got another challenger that can take over. But if you can't beat that bar jump, what Lewis set, don't shoot no mouth out at him. Don't say nothing. Don't try and tell him, oh, you're washed up, you're finished, right? Because Lewis is just going to look at you. Lewis is just going to look at you and go, what did you say?
Right.
Come on, let's get on the track.
Appreciate that, brother Uno. Appreciate that, brother Uno. That's what I'm talking about. PN says, not washed, rushed, not washed. People are scared of them. Oh, shit. Okay. PN say people think they scared of them. All right, PN, I'm going to give you an F1 minute, bro. Let me hear what you got to say.
Can you hear me, Jay?
Yeah, I sure can, bro. Good mic check. Here you go.
All right. So, yeah, they're trying to rush him out of the sport. Why? And they started to do this in Mercedes as well, but they started to do this in 2021 because why did they change the rules for one season? Why did they change the aero rate to for the high rate cars for one season? Right? Why? They didn't want Mercedes to continue dominating. They didn't want Lewis Hamilton to break the 8th world title. And now they're scared of him now. Why? Because Red Bull, the FIA, Liberty, they threw everything at that man that season. He even had his own a few mess ups, right? They threw everything at him, and they could not stop him. And then as we know, in the last 4 races, what did he do? He dunked on everybody. And they're scared of that because they threw everything at him. Max never got any penalties for his shenanigans. He should have been race banned actually in that last race. He should have had a race ban. They did not penalize him once. They penalized Lewis a few times. They threw everything at that man and they couldn't stop him. I'd be scared of that too.
All right, let me ask you this, PN, before you go. Let me ask you this. Lewis 2024, if the Mercedes is within, let's say on average 2-3 tenths of the RB20, which is I would think what they might call it, what do you see for Lewis and Mercedes in 2024?
They could if they can challenge, if they're within a few tenths, then it's on. Because I think they could bring it. I think the car is obvious. Like, I mean, obviously, right? Like, we know why the car isn't good, right? We tried to change a car that was based on a different philosophy that didn't work. So it's got like half the suspension that we wanted to have. It doesn't have, like, the engine setup is not where it wants to be. You know, the gearbox is set up where it not wants to be, because all this stuff will influence the way we develop the actual floor that could give us the performance like the Red Bull. Because Red Bull, from what I understand, their floor is raised up underneath. Like, that's why their Venturi tunnels are so deep, but they had to change the way the engine sits, pack it, from what I understand. So they would have to do stuff like that, obviously, to get a better performing flow. So all this stuff about the car, it's a Frankenstein car. We all know this. So there's nothing they can do about it. They're just like testing parts for the W15 onto this car at this point in time. But if they're within like 2 to 3 tenths off the start, it's on.
Okay.
He's coming.
PN says it's on. PN said it's on. And I believe him. I believe that it will be on. If they're within 2-3 tenths on average race weekend in and out at the start of the season, if Mercedes is within 2 to 3 tenths of Red Bull at the start of the season, we all know Mercedes has proven that they can develop overnight, let alone the course of a season, overnight. I think PN's right. I think it is on. Now, I don't know how on it'll be. I don't know if we're talking about championship, constructors, or drivers, but we talking about if 2024 is in and out of weekends, Lewis on podium, Lewis with a race win finally, Max with wins, podiums. If it's going back and forth like that, yeah, I do believe it's going to be a highly competitive season. Can't tell you which way it's going to completely go, but a highly competitive season. Alex says F1 needs Lewis Hamilton. Let's see what Alex has to say. Get your F1 minute in here. You know she coming with some bars. Go ahead, Alex. I can.
It's all a conspiracy. Everything I got to say is a conspiracy, bro. This is working perfectly for Liberty Media. When you watch the results of what's happening around the world, when you put out disinformation, when you put out content that will ignite a certain base, you're drawing views, you're drawing entertainment, and you ultimately are pushing Lewis to work harder. He has the biggest footprint digitally. He's bringing in the most money commercially, marketing untouchable, charisma untouchable, and like these are just undisputed facts. It's not necessarily that we are just fanboying him right now.
Facts.
He brings in everything that you want from an elite sport. He's going to LeBron James, seeing LeBron James playing center court. You know what I'm saying? Like, Liberty Media is using him to get into the American audience. When they had that demo at in Vegas, who was there? Lewis. Right. I mean, you're gonna use, unfortunately, your token to get to where you're gonna go, and then you're gonna shit on him, like you typically would do someone that you're using. But it's just fueling his fire. It's a terrible relationship. It looks like very abusive, but it's all psychological. This is all on purpose. They do. If Lewis leaves, they would pay any amount of money for him to come back, and no other driver. Even with they championship face boy Max, don't say it ain't so. Say no, it ain't absolutely. So, this Max is fodder. Red Bull is fodder. This is why we're here. We're talking. It's all fodder. Abu Dhabi 21 was set up absolutely for the long game. Now we're gonna be talking with new regs with this happening for at least 1 to 5 years. This is a long-term strategy that they have. Dang. They ain't worried about Lewis going, like, it's just good PR, it's good publicity. I mean, who did the same thing? Brady? Didn't Tom do this forever? Yeah. And it's always good. Even your star football European players, they do the same thing. even the most
Wash,
hated
rinse,
ones.
repeat, huh?
It's all marketing. It's all a good plan.
Okay.
And
So
then
let me
I
go
was
ahead.
just about to say, I don't know if it's true now. You know how rumors are, but if Apple is looking to buy
I heard about that.
F1
I heard
licensing
about that.
and Lewis is making a movie for Apple
Apple.
Studios,
I
the
know.
dots be connecting. I'm saying, like, just
It's like that. Just think about it. Alice says, just think about
that new
it.
camera. Wait, I mean, I feel like that new tech for that
Yeah, that new
onboard,
right.
that was beautiful.
That was beautiful.
They
It
were
really pulled
talking,
you in.
right? They had to patent tech just to make that movie. So they're like, he's literally helping develop new tech and technology, even for filmmaking.
That's
He's not going
crazy.
anywhere.
Damn. All right, Alex. As always, dropping on bars. I like that shirt, by the way. Like that shirt.
Pia Pia
Big
had
shirt.
to. Hey,
I see
I'm gonna be
you.
driving the
I see you.
bandwagon. Where are we
I
going,
see-
boss? Let's go, Pia.
Let me get
Me and
that.
me and Mama Piastri. Where we going, sis?
And she can bake. I heard Mama Piastri be baking too, though. So I'm talking about, I told her I need one of them. I need one of them cakes for real. Big shout out to Alex, always coming on, dropping some bars. Over in the super chat and YouTube, Galactic says 24 will be Red Bull versus Merc versus McLaren. Fight for the win. Mary Beanie over in the YouTube super chat says Merc and Lewis bringing the show in 24. Trust me. Mary Beanie says 2024 is going to be a fight, is what she is saying, and she believes that. So this is what I will say. Alex, I mean, she came in at the right time to drop a bar before we head out of here with the points that look at everything lining up. Now, let's not say that that's conspiracy. I got to give Alex more credit. I don't think that's conspiracy because we know entertainment, even politics, will set things in motion to then bring it back to an area you thought they weren't going to explore again. Okay. And although people get done wrong, Lewis Hamilton got purely done wrong in Abu Dhabi 2020. It was horrible. But they're looking at the money. They're looking at all this clout that they're going to get. They're looking at all the controversy, all the rah-rah. Now, they did lose 650,000 viewers in America because of their scandal and the shenanigans. And like I always tell people, if you're in the comment section and you typing on your keyboard right now talking shit, you can always come on right there, and say what you got to say. But yeah, it was a scandal. Max did not dethrone Lewis Hamilton in 2021. Max was being gapped by 10 to 14 seconds in Abu Dhabi. Max was getting his ass whooped in Abu Dhabi. He was getting crushed. I know Red Bull fans were sitting there like, it is over. This dude is 14 to 10 seconds back in closing laps. It was a pure scandal that brought Max back into the picture, and it was a scandal that gave him the championship, and he knows it, you know it, I know it, and everybody else damn knows it. 2023, congratulations, Max. You finally got yourself a decent championship. 2024, I'm looking for a competitive season. I'm looking for McLaren to continue to be on the front, continue to step up. I hope they don't hit a slump. I'm looking for Ferrari. Ferrari seems like maybe they've gotten some things together. I'm looking for them to make a come up. And I'm damn sure looking for Mercedes to make a come up. And I'm looking for Red Bull to stay competitive just like they are. I don't want you to lose no pace. I don't want you to be watered down. I want you to be at tip-top shape and form for competition. That's all I got to say. That is all I got to say. For competition is where I want you to be. Don't be watered down. I don't want none of that. I want y'all to keep the same energy. 2024, I'm going to keep the same energy. It is what it is. And hey, I'm giving Max his credit for 2023. But 2021, hell no. 2022, cost cap situation. You cheated again. 2023 is the ripple effect, all the cheating, but I got to kind of slow it down somewhere. So congratulations, 2023, Max. 2024, hopefully everything should be straight. No scandals. We don't find out that the cost cap situation this year was kind of fudged up. I don't want you to have any blemishes. I want you completely untainted Red Bull going into 2024. I want you to have a crisp and clean championship opportunity. And if you get it, I want you to have that championship. I do. But I want to see some competition. I want Mercedes, McLaren, Aston Martin, and Ferrari. I'm calling y'all up. Step up and let's see competitive race in 2024 where we don't know who the hell is going to win a race then, all right? So listen, we are live all week going into Qatar. We're going to be live on Friday for qualifying. I'm going to have honey buns. We're going to have quick kickback quality trivia. Somebody's going to get another opportunity to win $50 or $25 gift card. Be here with us all week, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. And next Monday, we're going to be back with an F1 Minute talking about the race highlights and any other shenanigans that happen. Appreciate you tuning in again. Those who took the opportunity Those who had the heart to step up, come on screen and be part of the content creation, salute to you. Those who stay on the keyboard talking shit and didn't even step up, man, y'all whack. And that's all I got to say about that. Wolfpack out.